Hey everyone, I'm Jordan Spivey, joined with my dad,
Travis Spivey, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our awesome science videos.
In today's video, we will discuss how to set up and analyze dihybrid crosses, aka crosses with two traits.
So let's do this. Our learning targets for today are: number 1, I can read a passage and set up a dihybrid cross, and number 2, I can analyze and interpret a dihybrid cross to answer comprehension questions. A dihybrid cross is a genetic cross that involves two pairs of genes which are responsible for two traits. In a dihybrid cross, parents have two different independent traits. The key difference between monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross is that in a monohybrid cross, inheritance of one trait is studied, while in a dihybrid cross, inheritance of two independent traits is studied. Let's first take a look at how to analyze and determine the phenotypes of organisms with certain genotypes by looking at the following diagram. Notice that gray hair capital G is dominant to white hair lowercase g, and black eyes capital B is dominant to red eyes lowercase b. So if a genotype is capital G lowercase g and then two lowercase b's, then the rabbit in this case would have gray hair because capital G is dominant over lowercase g, which makes the genotype gray for hair. The rabbit would also have red eyes because there is no uppercase B present, so the two recessive lowercase b's would make the phenotype red for eyes. Quick check for understanding. Take about 30 seconds to give the correct phenotype for the following genotypes.
Next, let's walk through how to set up a dihybrid cross by reading and interpreting the following problem. A male rabbit with the genotype capital G, lowercase b, is crossed with a female rabbit with the genotype lowercase g, capital B, lowercase b. Set up a dihybrid cross to answer the upcoming analysis questions. Step 1. We will determine the parental genotypes from the problem above, but in this problem, they have already given us the parental genotypes of capital G, lowercase b, and lowercase g, and capital B, lowercase b. So now we will go on to step 2.
Step 2. We will use the FOIL method to determine the possible gamete combinations for each parent. Remember, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, and last, which you probably have already learned from your math classes. Let's start with the two capital G's and two lowercase b's for the male rabbit. First capital G will pair with the first lowercase b to give us capital G lowercase b. Second, the first capital G will pair with the outside lowercase b to give us capital G lowercase b. Third, the inside capital G would pair with the first lowercase b to give us capital G lowercase b. And fourth, last, the second G will pair with the last b to give us capital G lowercase b. So the genotypes are basically the same for the male rabbit, with all four genotypes being capital G lowercase b. Now let's do the lowercase g's, capital B, lowercase b for the female rabbit. First, the lowercase g will pair with the capital B to give us lowercase g, capital B. Second, the first lowercase g will pair with the outside lowercase b to give us lowercase g, lowercase b. Third, the inside lowercase g will pair with the uppercase b to give us lowercase g, capital B. And fourth, last, the second lowercase g will pair with the last lowercase b to give us lowercase g, lowercase b. The four genotypes for the female rabbit are lowercase g, capital B, lowercase g, lowercase b, lowercase g, capital B, and lowercase g, lowercase b.
In step 3, we will set up a large 4x4 Punnett square and place one of the parent's game sets on the top and the other parent game sets on the side like so. If you notice, we placed the male game set on the top in this instance and the female game set on the side. Note that it does not matter which parent's game set you put on the top or the side.
In step 4, we will write the genotypes of the offspring in each box and determine how many of each phenotype or physical traits the rabbits have. It is important to note that you will pair like letters with each other, and the uppercase letters will always go first. So for example, we will cross capital G and lowercase b and lowercase g and capital B in this top left box. Our genotype combination will be capital G, lowercase g, capital B, lowercase b. In the next box to the right, we will cross the capital G and lowercase b at the top with the lowercase g and capital B on the side, which will give us capital G, lowercase g, capital B, lowercase b. Notice that since the male rabbit genotypes are all the same going across the top, each box in this top row will be the same for genotype combination of capital G, lowercase g, capital B, lowercase b. Now it's your turn to fill out the other boxes following the method we used earlier. Pause the video and take about 5 minutes to fill out the other boxes. Quick hint, you should notice an easy to follow pattern if you're doing your gamete genotype combinations correctly. You got this.
Step 5. Now it's time to analyze and interpret the 16 genotypes that you have put together. We will use analysis to answer comprehension questions. Let's look at the first box with capital G, lowercase g, capital B, lowercase b. We said earlier that gray hair capital B is dominant over white hair lowercase g, so that the rabbit's fur color is gray with the genotype capital G, lowercase g. We also said earlier that black eyes capital B are dominant over red eyes lowercase b, so that the rabbit's eye color is black with the genotype capital B. Notice that since all of the boxes on the top row have the same genotypes, then all of the rabbits on this row will have gray hair and black eyes. Now that you know how to analyze and interpret genotypes, let's answer the following questions. How many out of the 16 rabbits have gray fur with black eyes? If you said 8, you are absolutely correct. Now do the rest on your own. We believe in you.
And that's our video for today. Now let's test your knowledge to see how proficient you are with reading passages and setting up Dihybrid crosses, and also analyzing and interpreting Dihybrid crosses to answer comprehension questions by taking our video quiz.
Use your electronic device to scan the QR code at the top right of the screen, or you can click the link in the description box below the video to take the quiz.
Remember, 80% or higher for proficiency. Record the results on your proficiency sheet, and if you don't get it the first time, you better keep going because it's not over until you win.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our awesome videos.
Peace and have a positive, productive day.
Chocolate bars.
Strong enough to have it all.
Too weak to take it!